And joining us on the line all the way from Nashville, great to be chatting to her, we've got Kristy Cox. G'day, Kristy. How you doing today?
I'm good, thanks, mate. How are you?
Doing okay. How's Nashville? Are you settled in okay? You loving it there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a great city. It's a great town. I'm missing home. This is probably the longest stretch it's been since I've been home. So I'm missing home a little bit at the moment, but it's a really good place. It's the place to be if you want to play bluegrass music. So
How very true. So what from home are you missing? Is it like Vegemite? Is it our beer? What is it?
I wouldn't say no to a Cooper's Pale.
Oh, 2 Cooper's Pale to the studio,
honestly,
thanks. 2 Cooper's Pale to the studio. Yep, they're working on it right now for you.
Thanks, mate. I appreciate it. No, I'm a big family girl. My family's really close, and it's been over 2 years now since I've seen them.
Wow.
So it feels a little strange. Yeah.
Well, I dare say one of the reasons of that was the big C word, COVID, and all that would have impacted. How have you coped with dealing with all that as well? Have you been doing okay?
It's been tough, but I think it's been tough for everybody all over the world. I think it's the one thing that, regardless of what walk of life you come from or where you live, I think we've all been affected by it in one way or another. So, I think it's hopefully we're on the home stretch. That's the plan.
That's what we're all hoping. We're all hoping that, Kristy, I tell you. And your current single, your new song, Person of the Year, pays a fair bit of tribute to all those on the front line dealing with COVID as we speak right now.
Yeah, Jerry Sally, my producer, sent me this song about 3 or 4 months ago, and the minute that I heard it, I knew that I wanted to record it. I have multiple family members. I've got a cousin, both of my sister-in-laws, my mum. They all work in the medical field, and for me, I know what it's like for them, what they've had to go through over the last 18 months. So this song is just kind of a tribute to them, I guess, to everybody that's working in the medical field and having to deal with what they're having to deal with at the moment, and how much we appreciate all they do all the time, not just during COVID, but all the time. And if I could give them a little bit of thanks, that's what I wanted to do, and I felt that this song was the perfect way to do that.
Well, like you said, we've got some family members that are on that front line overseas in London and in Ireland, and there's a line in the song where you sing, "After work, she'll have a good cry," and that is exactly what they have both said to me that they've come home and done. They have sat there. They've basically collapsed. They haven't sat down, they've collapsed, and they have just bawled their eyes out. And that just, when I heard it just took me straight to them and the conversation I had with them, and to have that conversation and not feel something, and that you're made of stone. But it really touched home for me, that particular line.
Yeah, I think that's one of the lines that really hit home for me as well. One of my best friends is a nurse here at St. Thomas in Nashville, and she works in the ICU, and, she said to me, if this is what nursing was like all the time, she doesn't think that she could do it. There was a time where they'd go 6 months without losing a patient, and at the moment we're losing about 10 patients a day just in that one hospital. So she says she gets off work and she just sits in the car and she barely has the energy to drive home, and that's what they're dealing with on a daily basis. And we may be stuck in our homes, and we may be not able to go to concerts, and we might not be able to do the things that we want to do, but we're not having to see people die every day, and they're the heroes in my eyes, for sure.
Absolutely, totally agree, 100%. Now, this song, I noticed there's no video clip for it. Is that something that will be coming?
Yes, it's actually finished. We're in the process of just getting all of our permissions and everything signed off so that we can release it. We have actually got footage from hospitals over here in the United States in the clip, so it took a little bit longer for us to put it together and to get all of the permissions from the different medical boards and things to be able to use some of the stuff that we've got in the film clip. But it's done, and we're just in the process of arranging the release as we speak. Yeah.
And it's going to be from your forthcoming album, which I understand will be, January? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm hoping to come back to Australia and release it at the Tamworth Country Music Festival. That is the hope.
Yeah.
It's the plan in pencil at the moment.
Yeah, understand that. Are you doing any shows at the moment, Kristy? Because I'm just intrigued to know if you've done this song live, what the reaction's been like with the crowd.
I actually haven't done this song live yet. Shows here in the States, they opened up a little bit over the summer and they've kind of closed back down again at the moment. But I've got a show next week at the big International Bluegrass Music Association conference, and it'll be the first time that I perform this song live. So I'm kind of the same as you. I'm interested to see how it comes across for sure.
Do you think you'll be a little extra nervous performing it, or you'll be fine?
No, I think I might be a little bit nervous. Yeah, I'm always a little bit nervous when I'm, performing new songs for the first time anyway, but I think this one has just that little bit of extra special meaning to it. So yeah. It'll be interesting. I'll let you know how I go. I'm
very intrigued to know. I really am. What is it about bluegrass music that you love so much?
I love the authenticness of it, I guess. Just the way that I can get together with my friends on the front porch and we can have a jam session and it can sound just like the album. I don't need any kind of amplification or power or synthesizers or effects. We can just play music the way that, it was intended to be way back when, and the harmonies and the storytelling. I just love it. I love the authenticity of it. And I think I grew up listening to a lot of old-time country music with my pop and Australian bush ballads. And to me, I think bluegrass is a little more like the music that I grew up listening to. I love listening to modern country music, but from a performing standpoint, bluegrass probably suits where my heart's at a little more.
What was the song that sent you on this path?
The first song that I ever sang on stage, which was at the Country Music Club in Elizabeth, South Australia.
Oh, yeah.
I sang Don't This Road Look Rough and Rocky off of the Emmylou Harris Blue Kentucky Girl album. So, yes.
You still remember it clear as?
Yes, I do. Like it was yesterday. It got me addicted to this thing called music, and I haven't been able to stop.
Would you like to work with Emmylou one day?
Oh, I would love that. Do you know her? Can you put in a good word?
Not personally, but we know people who know people, so you never know.
Awesome.
Yes, we do have some musical heroes. So is Emmylou one of yours? Have you got any others?
Yeah, I would have to say Emmylou Harris would be probably my biggest idol, I guess. I love Dolly Parton. I love Loretta Lynn. I love Slim Dusty, Becky Cole, Casey Chambers. I've got many influences. I love good music, so I grew up listening to a lot of rock music. So I'm a big fan of Pink Floyd.
Oh, love you. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely love you, Kristy. Yeah, loving you even more now.
I had a bit of a mixed upbringing from a music standpoint. My pop would listen to classic country, and my parents would listen to Janis Joplin and Pink Floyd. So I had a good mix.
So, is there any chance of doing a bluegrass version of a classic ACD song?
Well, I've thought about doing an album of songs that I remember from my childhood, which would have, a little bit of Alice Cooper and a little bit of, but I haven't quite had the comfortability to do it just yet. We'll see.
Well, I hope you do, because I would love to hear them. I think that'd be fantastic. I think it really would.
You need to check out a band called Hayseed Dixie.
Okay, yes, I know who you're talking about. Yep, I have heard.
Yeah, they do some incredible old rock songs, like 70s and 80s rock songs in bluegrass style. They do a really good job.
Well, the song you've got out at the moment, Person of the Year, it's one of those songs I feel that would help people through a moment, especially if they are a frontline worker. Is there a song that you go to that helps you when you're in a you're just feeling a bit down and you need to be picked up?
Yeah, I tend to go to that old, oh, give me the Beat Boys and free my soul, I want to get lost. Yep, that's my song. That's my go-to.
You could have kept singing I Just Walked Away and just let you go. I enjoyed that. And that's what it is about music and songs, and I'm glad you said that. We go to songs that get us through things, and I know this song is one that your new song is one that's going to be that people will go to, and you don't necessarily need to be a frontline worker. You can be anyone. It's just going to help you to get through because you can relate to. And that line, just getting home and crying, it gets you every time. Yeah,
thank you. I'm glad that there's other people that are feeling that as well, because that's certainly how I felt with this song, and I just want to be able to say thank you to the frontline workers and to anybody that's out there that's feeling it at the moment. This song's for them. So.
Yeah. Well, Kristy, you mentioned that you might be coming back early next year. We're all going well. It's penciled in. Is that part of the plan to be back here next year, or what are sort of some other plans that you've got for 2022?
Well, I'm hoping to get back to Australia in January. Like I said, I'm hoping to come back to Tamworth and do 1 or 2 shows, and I'm going to hightail it down to Adelaide to see the family. And then come April and May of next year, I'm going to be touring for 4 weeks in Europe. That's all confirmed and locked in at the moment. So I'm allowed to travel to Europe now. They've opened up all those restrictions and borders, so that's locked in and ready to go. And summer over here, so June through till August, is always a really busy time here in the States. So probably through to this time next year, hopefully, we'll have some shows. That's the plan.
We're keeping our fingers crossed for you, Kristy, and if you do get back home, hopefully we can get you to come into our Flow studios and say g'day to us as well, because, we'll have to refresh your pale ale by then. It's here, but we might have to refresh it by then, I feel.
That's fine. You can have that one today, mate, and just keep one on ice for me when I get back.
We'll do that, guaranteed. Well, Kristy, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. Thank you so much. I know it's late at night at the moment, and thank you for spending time with us on Flow today. We've got your song here. If you could please just announce it and do what you want to do with it for all our Flow listeners.
No worries, thank you. My name's Kristy Cox, and this is my brand new single dedicated to all of those out there on the front lines, Person of the Year.
You'll never see her face on Time magazine, but to me, she's the person of the year. She ought to wear a halo, 'cause if there's one thing I know, she's the closest thing to an angel down here. She's an on her feet all-nighter, a giver and a fighter. She holds the hands of those with one last breath to give. Out there on the front line, after work she'll have a good cry for the ones she tried to save that didn't live. Tired eyes behind a mask, giving more than she gets back. To me, that's who a hero truly is. He's the fearless soldier on the battlefield, who goes in wearing gloves and royal blue, working overtime with no breaks, with no concern for his sake, convinced to win the war if he does all that he can do. He's an on his feet all-nighter, a giver and a fighter. He holds the hands of those see their faces on Time magazine, but to me, they're the person of the year.